What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back in the video on the channel, and today we made a Loco Moco with a lot of variations because I can't do anything traditionally. But anyway, if you're digging the content, go to like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that. Yes, I'm gonna say it, cringy YouTube stuff. Let me walk you through a bit of the play-by-play. First, we started off with our not fried rice. It's very simple to make. I'm terrible at recipes, so just listen. I steamed my rice and I added everything that you would add to fried rice in the steamer at the very end and stirred it with cauliflower rice. No, I swear that's it. That's how you made it. It tastes very similar, but it doesn't have that fried taste, obviously, because it's not fried at all and there's no oil. I used turkey burgers, ground white turkey burgers, so I had to get rid of them. They were gonna spoil. This is why the meal came to be. You know I'm the freestyle king. After I added those turkey burgers, I marinated those with jerk spice and also jerk marinade, both. So like got a little bit of Caribbean flavor to it. Of course, I gotta do something different. Then I added some gravy, made that with the pan drippings that I used from the burgers that were on the bottom, even though there really wasn't much, so I had to kind of beef it up a little bit. You made a roux out of it, and then you season it up, and out what you get. Of course, those fried eggs on the top, that is what a Loco Moco is. For those who don't know, I'm gonna read this off for you real quick. A Loco Moco is a dish featured in contemporary Hawaiian cuisine. There are many variations, but traditional Loco Moco consists of white rice, topped with a hamburger, a fried egg, and brown gravy. So I'm kind of tradition, but I'm not. Also on the side, I have some mixed greens. I don't know, I needed greens. Sometimes I've seen Loco Mocos in different Hawaiian meals made with greens, and I had to add vegetables in here somewhere, so that's where that one came from. Very simple, but before I get into this, I want to show you guys something that I got in the mail, a delivery. This was a new box. Look, check this out. This is a pretty tin that this thing came in it. It is from the KillerBrownie company. I just want to show you the tin. Like, I just think this is so cool. The actual tin. I haven't tried any of these yet. They sent me a pack of 4. I'm going to try 2 today because I want to still be able to look down and see my toes. So I got to try to kind of space this out a little bit. So we've got 2 flavors. I picked the ones that I figured that people would want to see the most. I'll do the other ones later. I've got the Confetti KillerBrownie, which is over here on the left side, and the Cookies and Cream KillerBrownie, which I'm sure you can guess what the cookies and cream is. I mean, I can even see the words. In fact, here, we're going to do the cookies and cream one first for that reason. Look, I got this good camera. Can you see the word? The cookie? What kind of cookie is that? The thing I noticed about this brownie that I saw, I haven't opened this up, so, ooh, see? Okay. Y'all know that the inner fat kid in me is gonna come out in this one. Look at the stuff inside. The stuff. Look at this. Look at that. I don't even know what's in there. I have no descriptions. I don't even care. All I know is this thing is going down. Get in here. Get in here real close. Huddle up. Oh, yeah. Dude, that's like a giant Oreo. What is that, caramel? Okay, I'm trying to make a video and all I do is knock stuff over. Look at the top here. This layer is actually a really good brownie, followed by another really good brownie. So we got a sandwich brownie aspect, and in the middle, what that tastes like is actually Oreo filling with caramel. Do I have to say anything else? Like, honestly, look at this. Wow. This is one of those times where I have to admit, if I was watching me eat this right now, I would be annoyed that I didn't have this. So I'm sorry to everybody who doesn't have this. You can find their brownies right here at KillerBrownie on Instagram. I don't know how they ship. I have no idea. I'm gonna be honest about you. They did send these to me. I'm very fortunate. So thank you guys for continuing to allow me to explore adventures by trying delicious brownies because, well, there's no other reason besides you guys watch my videos. So please keep watching because I like the food. No, this is really good. It's like it's like Oreo Inception. And you add that caramel layer, that is legit. The brownie tastes legit homemade. Very gooey, very chocolatey. But what I keep coming back to is that Oreo caramel filling. That's crazy, man. Alright. That's what I need them to do. I need you guys to petition with me. I want a brownie the size of this. That's all I need in my life. That caramel is really, really rich. Mmm. Oh, man. Wow, that's really good. Seriously. It's so sad, but true, how happy food makes me. As you can tell, like, I'd be doing this if I wasn't eating this on camera. I know I say that all the time, but I'm like legit like giddy because I'm eating these. So this one's a confetti joint. Okay, they must have like a thing with this caramel. Cause look at this. Oh, is this like a, look at this. Look at that, look at the bottom. This is like a SpongeBob cake pants. But check that out. See that middle? They must have a thing with this caramel, because look right here. Got that caramel coming out of the hole. Oh God, somebody's gonna be nasty. Definitely smells like birthday cake. What is going on? Nah. Nope. That's almost like a cake. Like, it's a blondie, but it's a cake. This is like, I don't even know how to think about this right now. It's that same filling. The filling is the same on all these, I think. I have no description, so I'm going off like my own fatness. But that cake, brownie, you can see the difference in how it looks. It looks a little spongy, right? There you go. Check it out. Right there. A little like caramel. Now, it didn't say whether or not you had to heat this up or not. You don't necessarily need to. Just by the consistency of it, it doesn't necessarily need to be heated up. If you do, it's going to have to be like a really, really quick one, because once that caramel melts, it's going to be all over the place. But it's put together so well. The birthday cake, that sponginess to it, but it's like a rich, almost like a cake brownie. I don't know what the hell. Like, just honestly, yeah, they're good. I know people are like, yo, is it good? Yeah. I don't know how much they cost. I don't. Let me tell you this though. They're good. I already eat them. I gotta talk to them. We gotta do something. This, like, I'm happy that this is what it is, but this ain't gonna cut it, Chief. I need me like a, like this, that's, I need more of that. I need like a whole, man, what other flavors are there? That's crazy. No, it's, honestly, I would tell you, you know, I've slayed a few different brands in the past. Odds are they probably never work with me again, but that is what it is. That's legit. I want them. I want more. Also, I want you to peep my hood tendencies. This is not Diet Pepsi. This is sugar-free half and half. Y'all don't say bottles like this? I don't know. That's I will look. Sometimes I don't want a whole gallon, so I didn't have to reuse this bottle. And I tell people now, you know, I live most of my life, to be honest, in the suburbs. I moved from the hood when I was like a little kid. But I still got hood tendencies, you know. I don't know. I don't really know, like, honestly, you don't have to be from the hood to have hood tendencies, because I know people who grew up in the middle of nowhere to have hood tendencies, and they don't even realize it. Anyway, let's get into this Moco. I'm going to talk about that in a second. I got to get into this. I don't even know where to start in this thing. All right, you want to bust the yolk? Y'all want to do that? What are we saying? Should we bust one? Somebody else. Y'all are so nasty. I don't even know how to eat these sometimes. There we go. All right, so it's a turkey burger, like I said, but it is perfectly cooked. I'm gonna just show you. I can't eat with a fork, bro. But okay, let's do this. Let's do this. And I need a little of that egg. All right, what are we saying? Y'all have no idea how good that is. This is one of those things that I think people might be turned off by it until you actually try it. You know, you're like, gravy, burger, egg, what are you doing? And I feel that. They're delicious. If you're fortunate enough to get like a real deal one, I'm not saying that mine, it's not real deal. It is good though. But you can see the jerk spice in there too. Check that. But if you're fortunate enough to get some like real deal Hawaiian food, man, it's so good. And not that Hawaiian pizza. That is not even, that's like, I'm more Hawaiian than that. That's not, they don't, nah. No. I don't even know why they call it that. I feel like people automatically associate pineapples with Hawaii, but I've only been there once, and I didn't see a single pineapple being eaten at any restaurant. I swear. But the thing they eat a lot of, or at least I saw in a lot of like restaurants, I should say, Spam. I'm from the hood. I ate a lot of Spam. You know what I ate too as a kid though? You ever have like, I could never eat these now. We ate them a lot as a kid. You ever hear of Vienna sausages? Bro, that was like lunch sometimes. Like a little, they came in these little cans, and they're like little hot dogs. I'm just say hot dogs. And we used to have to eat them with like crackers. Or like potted meat. I can't even smell Vienna sausages anymore. The smell of them makes me want to throw up. Spam, fried bologna sandwiches, fried bologna and egg sandwiches on white bread with the yolk runny. Goated. That's the one. But what do I mean when I say hood tendencies? It's really good. The jerk spice, like, it added this whole layer of flavor to it. I like layers to my stuff, like flavor layers. But, yeah. I can't sing no more. Okay, listen. They're just, at least where I grew up, like, when I say hood tendencies, I'm saying you know how to make stuff stretch, you know how to conserve, you know how to make meals or devices out of things because you can't afford, or because you don't want to afford the actual version, you know. So, for example, the infamous syrup sandwich, mayonnaise sandwich, any kind of sandwich, really. Those are when I like syrup sandwiches. Sugar water, you have a Kool-Aid mix or whatever mix. You do sugar water. Tupperware, mono Tupperware, old Parquet butter containers. You would just have to open them to find out what was in them. You didn't know. It could have been week old spaghetti, actual butter, whatever. But it was always in there. Stuff like this too. This is a bottle, okay? This is still a bottle. Like, so I put my drink mix in there. Curtains in your house usually could have been old bed sheets. You know what I'm saying? So I was surprised when I got to the Midwest and I met these like people who grew up on farms. They got hood tendencies. Yeah. And I think it's more of just like, I think it's like the blue collar mentality, you know? Like, we don't take money for granted as much as people who grew up with it did. You know? And you can be middle class and still do the same thing. But I have to say, like, I know a lot of people over the years. Where I live now in New Jersey, the county is Bergen County. And the way Bergen County works is this. Just for people who don't know how this county is. There's like two sections of Bergen County. Okay? There's a highway in the middle of the north and the south of Bergen County. When you get north of that highway, you start looking at $1 million houses. That's like not cap. So when you're in high school and you start venturing out to different, you know, high schools, different parties. You know, you start making friends from other towns, more or less. Before high school, you're more insulated in your own town. The town that I grew up in, even though it's not the hood, in this county is considered the hood. It's a weird thing because we are one of the poorest cities, my hometown, in Bergen County. Even though they're not, like, the way I look at it is people in that town that I grew up in don't really know what poor is. Like, nah, like poor is when you don't like have, nah, just trust me. I'm not even going there, but you know, when we would meet people from other places, even to this day, if I tell people where I'm from, they're like, oh, you know, they give you that look, like, oh, you okay, yeah, all right, okay, don't hurt me. Like, once you get north of that highway, completely different. But this town is very diverse, very blue collar. The town's very, it used to be a lot of factories in it. Most of them don't exist anymore. I was surprised when I went back, like, that how much of the stuff was gone. There were tons of factories. The funny part is now, to me, the town is starting to get gentrified. Like, they are starting to raise the money and the value, and I'm seeing and I'm hearing of different condos getting built, and, you know, stuff that I didn't see as a kid. Like, there weren't no, like, really, really big houses when I grew up. But anyway, when I would venture out to the towns north of this highway, and I would meet these kids, adult, teenagers, whatever they were, that grew up in these affluent neighborhoods, it was like, and not all, just the majority of ones that I interacted with, and there were a lot of them. I mean, we used to go to house parties in houses that were like, it looked like places people got married in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like grounds. Like, there's like, this land. Ain't no land in my hometown. Like, nah, your neighbor, you could reach your hand out and hit the next person's house. I'm not exaggerating. Like sardines in there. So, these people that I like would interact with from these crazy houses and whatever, it was almost like they took so much of that kind of stuff for granted, you know? You'd see their parents, and their parents would be like, oh, well, they would use Tupperware, and most people know, even if you were fortunate enough to have Tupperware, you know that just because it got a little orange ring on it, y'all know what I'm talking about. You don't put spaghetti in your Tupperware and it turns a different color. You still finna use it. Unless. But these people, like, I was shocked. They would buy, you know how people, like, you have like the undershirts, like a Hanes, like the tank top, you know, people call them like wife beaters, things like that. Those. They wear them once and throw them out. They wear like the Hanes white t-shirt, throw it out. Use a Tupperware, throw it out. They don't finish their food, they throw it out. Bruh, I was shocked. I'd never seen nothing like that. Right? Kid come home. Mom, what's for dinner? Tacos. I don't want tacos. Fine, what do you want? You gotta understand where I came from. I heard fine, what do you want? I was like, I just looked incredulous. He was like, I want pizza. She ordered him a pizza. She had been making these funny tacos all day. Like, and he was just like, I want them tacos. And she was like, all right, cool. What do you want? Let me know in the comments. Am I crazy? Did you grow up in a house that you could do that? That you can, I don't want that. Bruh. You know what the alternative in my house was? And I know a lot of people won't answer this before I even say it. The alternative to my house, if you're not eating whatever my mom cooked, was air. And if there were leftovers, someone better eat them leftovers because we eat them again. I can remember Mom's making like a big thing of like spaghetti. You better believe we're eating that spaghetti until it's gone. I used to be eating spaghetti for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because I was trying to get a new meal. I never, that one baffled me. You know, like, they would just use Tupperware to like bring for like functions. Because they didn't save food. They just threw it out. I remember eating dinner. I'm not even joking. This is like, you know I don't cap in my stories. You know, I played in the county all-star game when I was a senior in high school. So I got cool with a lot of kids from a lot of different towns. And I started visiting these places, you know, like, there's some really, really rich schools and towns when you get north. Like, celebrities, the New York Yankees, like CC Sabathia lives in this area. That's the kind of houses that you see there. It's not cap, like, that's the way it is. You will walk, the neighbor's like 3 miles away. There's Lamborghinis parked in the driveway. You know, there's another Lamborghini, there's a boat in the back. No, and it's just a toy. Like, they know it's a toy. I don't have that lifestyle. I don't have, my parents didn't have just a toy. Like, my dad had a fishing pole. I remember it was a big deal. My mom got mad because he bought a golf club. Golf club cost like a couple $100. They fought over that. They out here buying yachts just because they can just have a yacht. They can't even use it. Like, what? I could have lived in this thing. So, we're eating this in like these kids' houses, you know, a couple of us from practice every other day, because practice was like 2 weeks. And like every night, because it was like during the spring, there was no other sports going on. We would like go to like so-and-so's, like, oh yeah, let's go to this cousin's house for dinner. Oh, bet, you know, and like their parents never cared. You're like, oh yeah, my 6 friends are coming over, whatever, we'll make some food. And they're like, all right. Which I still, like, first of all, we can't even fit 6 people in my kitchen. We ain't going to my house. So, we get finished. First of all, they made more food than I'd ever seen in just a regular, this is a Tuesday. How do you have this much food? When we got finished, I say, we finna do it all this food. Me, I'm just gonna throw it out. Oh, there's a lot of food. I mean, I'm talking like food. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have fed like 4 families. I swear to you, I took it. I didn't tell my parents. I was like, yo, I ordered whatever. So, do you want some? They ate it. I swear to God. I didn't tell my parents. They probably would have been like, what you doing? Like, you know, because you look kind of poor doing that. But for me, it was like, I would rather do that than watch somebody like waste that much food. I don't waste food. You know, I don't waste stuff like that. Like, I never knew people lived like that. But these same kids, like, as we got older, you know, went to college, even back then, it was like they lacked life skills. Like, they didn't know how to fend for themselves. I'm not even saying that to be rude. Like, they didn't know, like, they didn't know how to do their own laundry, to clean up after themselves, to balance their checkbook. Anything. You know, they all drove what isn't an expected car to me now, but back then, they're driving around in Acuras, Lexuses, Infinities, you know, cars in like the $40,000 to $50,000 range, which is still like a pretty expensive car. But for an 18-year-old, like, that's, my first car was in 1992. It was old. It was fire. I love that car, but it didn't matter. It was old, but it ran. It had leather seats. I was bragging. I got leather seats though. What's up? These people were driving around in brand new, you know, Acuras. And, those are really popular cars around me. Acuras are really popular, you know, like Toyota, like not Toyota, but Lexuses, Beamers. Everybody got a Beamer. Like, that's like, I knew kids in high school with BMWs. I still don't have a BMW. You know what I'm saying? I got a Kia. These kids were driving around in $50,000 cars. You know, most of them. And again, I'm not saying this to be negative. It's just like crazy to think of how different. We only live 5 miles away from each other. How different their lives were compared to mine. And most of them had, like, you know, they went to college, but it didn't matter because they knew what they were doing for a living before they even got out of college or went to college. You know? They knew what their job was going to be because they're going to work with their parents. their dad. Most of them do. And are going to get the business when they hit a certain age. And that's not far from me. So they look at this town, they're like, oh, you're from there, huh? Oh. It was always a weird thing. But to be perfectly honest, I don't know if I would have wanted to live that lifestyle. I feel like everything in your life is like predetermined already. Like, where's the fun in that? You know? Not only that, but I'm a firm believer in my nose will not stop running. This is getting annoying. I'm a firm believer in adversity, like revealing character. You don't know what you're made of until you're put through some stuff. Like, it's easy to be happy and be a front runner when things are going well. You know? Like, anybody can do that. But I feel like you find out way more about yourself, about what you're made of, when you gotta go through it. You know, when you got like a struggle, you know. Might not be a bigger struggle or a smaller struggle, but a struggle, like a real conflict. Like, I've always gravitated more towards people who know struggle, because I know struggle, and I feel like you don't really appreciate anything until you actually like know what it's like to not have it or to lose it. But if you've always had it, it's not a big deal to you. You know, if your dad is the CEO of a Fortune 500 company and he's paid for everything your entire life, like, are you gonna care if you get fired from your job? Yeah, like these kids, like, they would get in trouble and they would never get in trouble, you know? Like, I'll be honest, if I got locked up as a kid and there's like a bail, like, I might have to stay in there, bro. Just like, you know, it'd be my parents on the other side of the glass, but like, hey, this is, hang in there, boy. We ain't got no bail money, son. There are crazier stories that I don't want to tell, because like, I don't want anybody to think that I, like, you know, I don't like telling stories about other people when it like doesn't directly involve me, and people might. But I will say that they got away with a lot, man. And I don't know what that feels like. It is genuinely like we grew up in the same county 5 miles from each other, and it's like we grew up in completely different countries. I keep in touch with some of them. You know, a lot of them are doing art for themselves. I'm not like saying, and again, I'm not saying this to me. I don't want anybody out there who's watching this who has money to be like, oh, well, it's not my fault. One, I agree with you, it's not. And two, just because I'm saying this, it's only guilty need be offended. If you have life skills and you think you have life skills, like, don't get mad at me because I'm not talking about you. Which brings me to something else I want to talk about. This is probably the most random thing I've probably said in a long time. Why is it that when I speak about a general thing, like, say I'm talking to a woman, right? And I'm like, and I say something along the lines of, why do a lot of women do blank? You know, why is the first thing that comes out of, like, not all, because someone's watching this, they're thinking this too. Ah, that's why I hate saying it. Why is the first thing that come out of some of your mouths, well, I don't do that. I didn't say you did. Why? 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 Why is it that when you talk about a general thing and you say like a lot of, some of, whether it be women, men, you know, specific like race, what, it doesn't matter. Why is it immediately like, well, I don't do that? If you tell me why do black people like watermelon, my response will be something like, I mean, a lot of people like watermelon, but it wouldn't be, well, I don't like watermelon. I don't like watermelon. But it's not the first thing that I think of. Why is it like people like immediately like you're attacking me? Like, I'm not attacking you, bro. Like, I've had that conversation with like, especially women, over the years, because I've always asked like, look, there's a reason why certain things are said about certain things. Like, a lot of women don't realize you all say the same stuff. Like, a lot of you say the same stuff. A lot of guys say the same stuff. I was talking to a client who has like a dating app, and she said like 99% of the guys in here have fish. You think they they correlated that? They have pictures of themselves holding a fish. Do you think that they like coordinated that whole thing? Nah, because a lot of guys do the same stuff. I don't know why. So, I was asked, why do guys take pictures with fish? I've never taken a picture of a fish in my life. I don't think I ever caught a fish. Yeah, I have. But I was really young. But the first thing that came out of my mouth was, my answer was, I don't know, maybe they're happy they caught the fish. It's not that easy to do. Maybe they're trying to show you that they can catch fish. I don't know. It wasn't, I don't have a fish picture. I don't. Why would I be mad at that? If there's really that many guys out there with pictures of fish, I'd look up, hey, why would you do that? That's a question. That's the real question. Are there any guys out there who do that? I don't have to out yourself. Use your burner account. What's with the fish pictures, bros? What is that? Did I miss something? The fish picture? Is that like was hot in the streets? What is that? Fish picture. Because I'll tell you this, a lot of women do the same things. I have social media. Y'all don't take the same kind of selfies? Y'all don't take selfies when you're sitting in your car singing music songs? Or with your friends with the same poses and the Drake quotes? Or whoever's hot these days? You don't? Somebody's offended right now. But don't be if that's not you. There's a reason that they have trends. A lot of people wear the same stuff. Right? TikTok, they got those freaking leggings on Amazon. Half the world doing it now because they make it like you got cake. I ain't mad at that. I hope you get 20 pair. I'm not mad at anything. They really do though. They really do. Women, ladies, anybody out there who's looking for, go ahead and go to Amazon, find yourself in tights. I don't know what they put in them things, but whoa. I don't be looking though. I don't be looking. It's on the explore page. Or the explore page be out in you. I'll be, hey, you can't put. Don't matter. I don't say nothing. No, I just be lurking. Let me lurk. Lurking. I don't know what the heck I was talking about today, but that was delicious. Very islandy. That's a W. Anyway, these are dope. They can be checked out right there at KillerBrownies. I want like 30 of them. I'm about to eat them other 2 probably tomorrow. Anyways, we need more King Traps. Be back tomorrow. More content. I love y'all. The hand signs. They made it to YouTube.